We're going to talk a little bit about the Penguins now. Before I want to talk about the Penguins, hey, Paul, you know, it's Pizza Club here on Friday. We do a Friday Pizza Club, and we went to Beto's today. Solid pizza.
Very
I give
good.
that's very good.
You mean right there?
It's right on Banksville.
Yeah, on Banksville
right there,
Road there on the left there. Yeah.
on the left-hand side.
Very
yeah,
good.
so that was the first time we had Beto's. We try to do it every Friday here, and Beto's was a solid choice, no doubt about it. Great pizza. All right, it's a square pizza. They put the cheese.
Yeah, I know. I've eaten there.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Easy,
well, if people
easy,
don't know it.
Easy, I've eaten
people
there.
don't
It's
know
very
it.
good. It's very
they don't
good.
know. They
I know you're
put
very
the raw
excited
cheese
about
on
it,
top.
but believe it or not, I've gotten to Banksville Road in my life. Believe it or not, I don't get very many other places, but I have gotten to Banksville Road.
Well, I know you've been to PPG too, and the Penguins aren't playing there at least this weekend. They're in Florida, so you know, Matt Murray. That's the guy I want to talk about right now before we get to the phone lines, and maybe other people want to talk about him. This is really concerning to me. This is his third injury this season where he's missed games. I do think he's a big game goalie, maybe not a season-type goalie like a Fleury, but it worries me, and I don't know what the Penguins are going to do long-term with this guy, but he just gets injured so much that I don't know if you can count on him during the season or, you know, maybe in the postseason. I understand he's a big-time game goalie, but his injuries are really starting to concern me, even if this is not a concussion, a small kind of upper body injury.
Well, one of the things that I was talking about last night on my show is that, you know, when you evaluate Jim Rutherford's deals, generally people think that the Matt Murray, you know, that he did the right thing with Matt Murray and letting Fleury go. So far, that hasn't been the right move. So far, the move would have been to keep Fleury. And a big thing about it is since Matt Murray got called up in, 2015, is, you know, since then he's had, I think, 10 or 11. This is the 10th or 11th injury he's had. That's a lot of injuries in a short period of time. He's had some concussion stuff. Nothing really, really major. But you have to wonder at some point, is this guy damaged goods? Is this guy, you know what I mean? And if he is, you're tied to him now for a long time in a lot of ways. Because I don't think they really believe that Casey DeSmith or Tristan Jarry is their starting goaltender. And, you know, the way I would look at it that way is say this. Casey DeSmith is good in small samples. He's had a decent season. Tristan Jarry's been good. But if they had to play Tampa in a playoff series, do you like their chances to win with Casey DeSmith?
No, not at all.
You know what I mean? So, to me, this is a really big issue for them. And Matt Murray has got to get healthy. He's got to stay healthy. And then he's got to play at a high level. And you know what? When you're in and out of the lineup and you're not playing a lot and all that other stuff, it's hard to get into a rhythm.
You know, they're a year away from him becoming a restricted free agent. So they don't really have to make a decision. And depending on what he does this year, it's going to impact how much he's going to make next year and what they're going to do about their goaltending situation. But I think the one thing with Matt Murray, you would love to have a guy like him on your team, but you also need a guy like Marc-Andre Fleury that can play maybe 40 games during a regular season, because this guy obviously can't. He's not as durable as a Fleury during the regular season.
Again, you know, here was the argument I made for Fleury back then. You have Crosby, Malkin, Letang, you know, that little, you want to throw Kessel in there? Those guys aren't young.
Yeah.
So you knew you kind of had, maybe a 3 or 4 year window to win. And if you asked yourself, well, does Marc-Andre Fleury still have 3 or 4 really good years in him?
Of course.
To me, that was the case I made. Of course, I was shouted down because Murray was coming off 2 cups and all this other stuff. But I was like, if you look at it this way, you know, there's a lot of people that believe that Fleury's a better goaltender. And I'll say this, the last 2 years since they split, Fleury has been the better player.
Fleury makes a lot more money, too, and fitting him under the cap would have been a problem. Also, I think, but on the flip side, you could have got a lot if you traded Matt Murray.
Yeah, of course.
A lot of young guys that might be able to help you out now.